To solve a problem, man needs many tools, right? I've had people come to me, this horse isn't connecting up, I don't feel right, but it's the person. And I'm learning NLP. I'm going to start studying the Erickson method of uh, of hypnotherapy, meditations with horses, because I've had this problem with people. I don't feel connected. Why? Because a little girl comes in here, then she's got inner child work, right? She's got no connection to that horse. All of a sudden, little girl, 5 years old, is that her psychologically? She seems to have a lot of emotional problems. And she says, no, the horse is a prostitute because it loves the little girl. So it doesn't love you anymore. And you're on a conditional ideology. That's one person. Another man, he had a dressage horse. Well, when you in a tribal situation, and Dr. Gabor Mate talks about it, you don't bring negative energy into a, a mother child nursing, right? Well, you don't bring it into the paddock and you don't bring it into the pasture, you don't bring it anywhere, you keep it back there. But how do you get rid of it? You're going to train your dressage horse. You're going to learn emotional intelligence of, you're upset. What are you going to do about it? Somebody cut you off in traffic. I saw this happen. Dressage rider, he's a young guy and he's angry. Somebody cut him off. I saw the tweets coming in. I'm talking about a psychology and mental health issue with your connection to a horse. Horses mirror us, okay? So he comes in with all this anger because somebody cut him off in traffic, in LA traffic. He's going to the barn. And he's tweeting everything. You can see it unfolding. He's tweeting everything. And the horse says, I can't do the girth up. And he's just upset. He hasn't let that go on behind him. Now, I'm not going to say that's easy, but with emotional freedom technique and this work, it would be easier. And the NLP and hypnosis therapies and meditations and practice. I do energy healing and I know horses settle down. I do Reiki on horses and I do Kundalini Reiki and I try to protect them with it. But you're the rider and you have to be one with that horse. Equestrian, hunter jumper, racing, anything. You bring that energy in there, you just polluted the whole thing up. So I thought, well, Greg, you've taken a lot of courses on psychology. How's this all going to fit in with the horse business? Because that's the easiest thing I can do. I'm trained in equine studies when I was in college. I want it back. I want to help riders get back. This is so easy. Just start all the courses you've studied to heal yourself on emotional problems. I wrote them down, I journaled them, and I used neurolinguistics. I used tapping. I used Reiki self healing. And I know there's a lot of people that say Reiki doesn't work. That's why I don't like YouTube because you got Sadhguru. Don't use that energy. So that's an opinion. And I can't do anything about that. So it has pushed me to just work on horses. Maybe you'll see that this stuff works. It's just one tool. I don't like all this intellectual arrogance, and that's my issue. Do I hate them? It makes it hard on Reiki practitioners to hear this stuff and call it the devil. It's not the devil. The augmented flat fourth with the devil. You know, all of this is just not good for us. And that's why I'm sort of everything's smoke and mirrors on YouTube lately. It seems to be so much pollution, so much ridiculousness. Psychology. I think it's gone off its camp with Jordan Peterson. I'll say it. I don't like him. I'd rather have Trudeau than that other friggin' yo-yo. I'm not anti-conservative, liberal. I'm just different. And you're talking about freedom and everything. Everybody's confused. I know the conservatives have run down Canada for years and never changed anything. And going against climate change and arguing about it is making me puke. But I got to live my life and try to work my way out of Canada to get to Australia. I'm going to tell you something. I know the economy is going to crash. Face it, the economy is going to crash. I liked what she said today. Oh, he says, oh no, the Federal Reserve's good. Really? Really? I don't think so. I was reading maybe 25%, one investor said, in gold and silver. Nah, she says, go all the way. Just keep a bit of cash to keep the business going. I agree with that woman. Maybe the prices are high. You know, there's a guy there. Let's talk about this. This is common with data and information. It can all be tweeted. He says, I'm going to go out and have 6 tall boys instead of 2 a week. Every 2 weeks, I have 6 tall boys of beer every day because it just told me I can't. That's a bunch of garbage there, too. It's just like the stock market. The banks are good. I don't think so. So, discernment. What is discernment? And Dale Carnegie. Is this spiritual discernment? Nah, it's just knowing a scoundrel when he's running down somebody else. They're scoundrels. I like Dale Carnegie. No, it was Napoleon Hill. Sir, he's a scoundrel. Look at him running down. And they've always done this. So we get on their side, the scoundrel. Where does this not do us well to believe one person over another without trying? I got manufacturers of saddles in one country. Oh, theirs is no good. Ours is better. Well, let me be the judge of it. Does a judge, law is blind, right? Are you going to believe one story over another? Discernment, which is who's a scoundrel. I think you could go right back to King Solomon. Wisdom? That's just a technique of understanding. Chop the baby in two. Told the swordsman because they were arguing over a baby. Who's the rightful mother? And King Solomon, and she said, no, let her have the baby. No, take her back and chop her in two, and I'll take the other half. Then you knew the scoundrel. And should take her out and have her flogged. That's the rightful mother. So that was how King Solomon. Is that wisdom or logic, or what is it? What is it to discern the truth? We're in a time now with scammers and everything. We got to discern. But there's so much discernment, I've just gone off social media because I don't like women messaging me because most are catfish. I just don't date online. I got too much to do in my life. I can wait. I could live with fear. Say I'm going to die with a woman. Oh, hell no. Neediness is a problem, right? My life has always been to get horses sound and end animals abuse. And let me talk about this. We do things because we're angry. We're doing the best we can, but we do hurt horses. Now, that's not to point out a mistake and and punish you for it. It's finding solutions. I can't do anything about the government. They don't tend to put laws in on animal justice. Why should we? Are they going to reform that way? I don't think so. I think they're going to reform by finding a better way to do it, like we train horses. A better way to do it. That's all, instead of punishing them. And then they find maybe this works. And then they can be kind to themselves and forgive themselves and go on and have a better path. This world's full of judgments, blame, hate, and you can't make a mistake. Everybody makes a mistake. It's what we know, it's all we know. Think about it. It's what we know is all we know. And that's not a lot. The absolutes, no, there's no absolute. You're always learning. And learning humility that you did something wrong and let it go and try to change it. You don't have to tell the world, but social media is the world. And you tell everybody, and then you got to defend yourself. So I think that's part of the problem with the world right now. Everybody's got no private life. What do you think? We're defending things we do, we did, and we were victims. We're victims of circumstance. We change things. That's in the past. It's the wake behind the boat, or we can live with that and suffer. And we never get ahead. You got to leave that behind you. Try a new path. That's a kinder way for you. Without you've done hurt a horse, change. But don't beat yourself up. Because that never works. That's punishment, the executioner, and everything. And you're going to execute yourself on that. It's less. You want to stay in the horse business, and then try a better way. That's my idea, my plan. I want to teach meditation with horses. I want to calm this monkey mind so you can connect up using new strategies in psychology. NLP is one, emotional freedom technique, the gamma spots on our body. They'll free us up. And once we calm our inner self, horse will work better. That's all it is. Pretty easy? Not really. It's practice. We'll get some practicing going.